Hi students, have a great day. This video is the continuation of 10th standard science part 1. The topic name is laws of motion. Already we know that what is meant by force. Now we are going to see about movement of force. The rotating or turning effect of a force about a fixed point or fixed axis is called moment of force. It is known as torque. Torque is a vector quantity. Its SI unit is Newton meter. The definition of torque is measured by the product of force and the perpendicular distance between the fixed point or fixed axis and the line of action of the force. So, torque is equal to F into D. Here, F is equal to force and D is denoted as distance between the point. Next, we move to application of torque. The application of torque is used for gear, seesaw and steering wheel. Next we move to moment of a couple. It is measured by the product of the forces and the perpendicular distance between the line of action of two forces. So moment of a couple is equal to force into perpendicular distance between the line of action of forces. M is equal to F into S. Here M means moment of a couple and F denoted as force and S denoted as perpendicular distance between the line of action of forces. Its SI unit is Newton meter. Next we learn about principle of moments. The definition of principle of moments is when a number of like or unlike parallel forces act on a rigid body and the body is in equilibrium, then the algebraic sum of the moments in the clockwise direction is equal to the algebraic sum of moments in the anti-clockwise direction. If we need to say this definition simply, that moment in clockwise direction is equal to moment in anti-clockwise direction. From this picture, we can understand F1 d1 is equal to F2 d2. Now we will learn about Newton's second law of motion. According to this law, the force acting on a body is directly proportional to the rate of change of linear momentum of the body, and the change of momentum takes place in the direction of the force. So, force is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. This law helps us to measure the amount of force. So, it is also called as law of force. If you apply more force to an object, it accelerates at a higher rate. Already I told linear momentum is equal to mass into velocity. That means P is equal to m into v. So, initial momentum P1 is equal to m into u and final momentum P2 is equal to m into v. Here u means initial speed and v means final speed. So change in momentum del P is equal to P2 minus P1. By Newton's second law of motion, the force is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. So F is directly proportional to change in momentum divided by time. Next, F is proportional to mv minus mu divided by t. While we remove the proportional, at the same time we should add the constant. So F is equal to K into M into V minus U divided by T. Already I told in the previous video, acceleration is equal to change in velocity divided by time. So A is equal to V minus U divided by T. Hence we have F is equal to M into A. So force is equal to mass into acceleration. Next let us learn about impulse. A large force acting for a very short interval of time is called as impulsive force. Del P is equal to F into del T. Here del P is denoted as change in momentum and F is denoted as applied force and del T is denoted as change in time. Here del refers to change. Impulsive force is also represented by the letter J. J is equal to F into T. So otherwise is called as J is equal to del P. Impulse is also equal to the magnitude of change in momentum. Its SI unit is kilogram meter second power minus 1 or Newton second. Next we move to examples of impulsive force. In cricket, a fielder pulls back his hands while catching the ball. He experiences a smaller force for a longer interval of time to catch the ball, resulting in a lesser impulsive on his hands. Next we move to Newton's third law of motion. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. They always act on two different bodies. So F2 is equal to minus F1. For example, when a person swims, he pushes the water using the hands backwards, that means action, and the water pushes the swimmer in the forward directions, that means reaction. For the next video, we will learn about principle of conservation of linear momentum. Thank you.